Now, Turkey's largest city, Istanbul, is preparing for a rerun of its mayoral election in a few weeks' time. The country's electoral commission annulled the result of an earlier vote following a complaint from President Recep Tayyip Erdogan's AK party. His party lost the election to Ekrem Imamoglu, who represented an alliance of opposition parties. Now, elsewhere in Turkey, it's not uncommon that candidates who have won an election are prevented from taking up their positions. Our correspondent, Julia Hahn, visited the Kurdish-majority city of Van. She met a woman there who won her local election back in March, but hasn't yet been able to start serving as mayor.
When Gülcan Kaçmaz walks through her neighborhood in the city of Van, it always takes a while. She's constantly recognized by people, involved in conversations, asked for advice. It's hardly surprising. Many here think of Kaçmaz as their mayor. In Turkey's local elections at the end of March, she stood for the pro-Kurdish opposition party HDP in Van's Edremit district. She won with almost 54% of the vote, but her joy did not last long.
I never thought that I would not receive my mandate. I wasn't expecting this because the Election Commission had approved me as a candidate.
2 months after the vote, people here are still appalled by the election board's decision.
I think this is very unfair.
The decision is wrong. Whoever wins the election should take office.
By not giving her the mandate, they're stealing the will of the people.
The Election Commission says Gülcan Kaçmaz should not be mayor because she was dismissed from her job by an emergency decree following the attempted coup in 2016. Despite international criticism, the Turkish government had tens of thousands of state employees detained, sacked or suspended. Gülcan Kaçmaz, who was a teacher at the time, was also on the list. She still doesn't know why.
The same election authority that allowed us to run as candidates then makes this unlawful decision. It's supposed to be an absolutely independent institution, but it's not. It's under the control of the AKP.
Instead of Kaçmaz, the runner-up candidate in her district was declared mayor, a member of President Erdogan's AK party. A few weeks ago, Kaçmaz protested against a ruling in front of the town hall where she feels she should now be working. It took just a few minutes for the police to clear the demonstrators. Hayrullah Tanish is the only member of the ruling AKP in Van who was willing to talk to us. He blames Gülcan Kaçmaz's party for the outcome.
A rival party deliberately nominated candidates who were sacked by emergency decrees. Our honourable president had warned them, don't nominate people with links to terror groups or crime, or those who were sacked. If you do it, this is what you get.
In 5 districts in southeastern Turkey, AKP politicians were given the office, despite pro-Kurdish HDP candidates actually winning the elections. The opposition insists it's a deliberate attempt to keep them out of power. Gülcan Kaçmaz is now helping out in her husband's stationery store. She has filed an appeal against the decision to withdraw her mandate, even though she has little chance of success.
I don't want to give up. I want to be there for the people of Edremit. I hope that the unlawful and anti-democratic practices in Turkey will soon end.
A present from a friend, a nameplate for what should have been her new office. Now it's here in the shop. One of the few reminders that Gülcan Kaçmaz was recently elected mayor.